going on, guys? So I wasn't gonna film a video today, but man, oh man, did some news just drop that I am not freaking happy about. So if you haven't heard already, apparently we're getting a Martin Scorsese involvement. I don't think he's necessarily going to direct, because they're saying Todd Phillips, the person that directed The Hangover, is involved in the project, so I believe he is going to be directing. Martin Scorsese is more than likely going to be executive producer or producing on this movie, and he's probably going to write it as well. But, yeah, apparently we're going to be getting a Joker Martin Scorsese film that is not a part of the DCEU, because the freaking DC Comics and WB is going to make another universe that is not connected to the DCEU, and they're just going to start making their own things. And this really upsets me for many, many things, because one, look, I'm going to say it right off the bat, I would love to freaking see Elseworld stories on the big screen. Like, I'm totally for it. I mean, the DC animated movies, they're starting to do that. They're going to be making one of my favorite Elseworld stories in, you know, Gotham by Gaslamp, or Gotham by Gaslight. Sorry, when I say Gaslamp, I automatically think of the part in San Diego during San Diego Comic-Con. That's a district there. But anyways, yeah, so that is what the DC animated movies are going to make. That is their next DC animated movie. And yeah, I would love to see that on the big screen, but it's, oh, like right now, it is just so clear. And yes, this is every big business out there. Everybody's all in it about the money, but DC is flat out like telling you with all of these random ideas that are not even in production yet. They're just like pre-production, that they're like, we want all the monies, and we'll do anything to get all the monies. And this totally sucks. My thing is your freaking universe isn't even like set up yet. Like, Justice League hasn't came out. Like, if that bombs, everything's gonna be so different. I don't think it's gonna bomb. You know, they've been making a lot of corrections, you know, whatever. But I'm just saying, like, if that goes bad and then you're gonna start making all these other projects, it doesn't make sense. I'm not on board with Flashpoint being the first Flash movie that's coming out. I thought that's at least the sequel or the third movie. And I think that would have been the perfect time to change everything. If you wanted to do these Elseworld stories, you do it after Flashpoint. And more than likely, this would happen after Flashpoint. But to make a universe that's not connected to the DCEU is really stupid, in my opinion. I mean, you have the multiverse. You can go ahead and do that. And I'm sure if they wanted to later, they can tie in that and be like, oh, it's actually the multiverse. But, you know, I've had issues with the multiverse the way they did it in the TV shows, because that's not the freaking multiverse the way they're using it, but whatever. That's a whole nother video that I can rant about. But yeah, so this is just, I don't get it. And like, it blows my mind, because Jared Leto is not going to be the Joker in this movie. So that means they're going to probably they're going to actually recast him. That's what these articles are saying, that there will be another Joker in this movie. This movie is supposed to be in like the 80s, and it's, I guess, you know, going to be a typical Martin Scorsese gangster film. To quote the article about this Joker origin, it's supposed to be a gritty, ground, hard-boiled crime film set in the early 80s. Look, there is no other origin besides Alan Moore's freaking The Killing Joke origin. That is like changing Bruce Wayne's freaking origin and making it something different, that his parents don't die and that he, you know, freaking becomes Batman some other way. It's just really weird. Like, these are two iconic origins that you don't really mess with. And I get where they're trying to go with this. They want all the money in the world, and I'm pretty sure I would love to see a Joker Martin Scorsese film, but I would love to see it based in the DCEU, not creating a side universe that is going to be outside of this universe that you haven't even completely built yet. Like, it just doesn't, oh my god, like, when I heard this news, is so stupid, because this is why it bothers me. I can understand that this Martin Scorsese film is an Elseworld story or whatever. I can totally get that. But the audience that is going to be going to the movies doesn't necessarily get that unless they are comic book fans. They're going to be like, well, why is this Joker different than that Joker? And what? They're not connected? I mean, there are literally people out there that think Marvel and DC are connected, that those movies have some tie-ins together, which is not the case. And then you're going to make separate Joker films? Like, no. Oh, and if you think that's not confusing enough, because maybe you're out there like, oh, Juice, but in this Martin Scorsese film, what if they're going to recast him and then that's going to be the new Joker in the rest of the films? No, that's not the case, because when this information came out, other articles came out, said that Jared Leto is like pinned, meaning that he's signed on, which I haven't seen those confirmations. These other articles are just saying that he is gonna be on board for the next Suicide Squad sequel and the freaking Gotham City Sirens movies, just because both of those movies are going to have Harley Quinn in there, so they're going to put the Joker in there as well. So that means there's going to be 2 more films with Jared Leto's Joker on top of this origin film that is going to recast another Joker and be outside of the freaking DCEU. It just blows my mind that once you think DC is getting right back on track, they just fall off the rails. And I'm like, dude, you had a good thing going, and I don't know who the hell is in charge over there. And it blows my mind because they need to keep these things under wraps. Like, I don't know. Look, you could do it in the comic books easy. You can do whatever you want in the comic books because it doesn't cost the crazy amount of money to make these kind of movies. And if this Joker movie were to bomb or something like that, then what does that do for everything else? Oh, people don't like these kind of movies anymore. Like, it just, I don't know. I don't know what DC is thinking with this news. And if you're telling me that Scorsese couldn't get an awesome performance out of Jared Leto, you gotta be fucking kidding me. The dude still looks hella young. Like, his age doesn't matter. I get Ben Affleck. I get why. He's dealing with some personal stuff outside of, on top of having to be like, you know, Batman and all this other drama that's happening with him. Like, he's got divorce issues and alcoholism. Like, I could see why Ben wants to be gone. Jared Leto flat out said he wished Suicide Squad would have been rated R so he could have done crazier stuff. Dude, you have a guy that wants to be in, like, hardcore, like, DC movies. Bring him on for Scorsese. Like, this guy has won an Oscar. He can act. I think he just had bad direction in Suicide Squad. They went too overboard with his character. This would be, since this is going to be set in the 80s, this means this could be the Joker before all of the crazy tattoos and growling like a lion and doing all that crap he did in the Suicide Squad movie. I think it would be perfect to reimagine the Joker there, and then maybe if you were to put this thing into the DCEU, you could do this origin film and then just have the Joker be like, you know what, I want to go back to my roots or whatever, and then change him for future movies and have a badass Joker. I mean, some of these comic book websites can't even get information right, and then now you're going to deal with 2 Jokers, 2 universes, and it just goes to show how much, and I hate to say it, how much, like, Marvel has their shit on lock. Like, you don't see them doing stuff over there and trying to just money grab all this stuff. Yes, they want money grabs. Like, they freaking do merchandising out the wazoo. Like, that's why you saw Baby Groot in a whole damn movie. They're like, we could sell the shit out of Baby Groot. But they're still making their money and keeping their universe intact. DC, get your shit together, bro, because I love you. This is garbage of an idea. Todd Phillips, like, really? You want to get the guy that makes adult comedy films to actually direct this Joker movie? I know Scorsese will oversee it, but he has had some movies that I didn't think were so great. Freaking Shutter Island, the book was so much better and that movie was trash. Todd Phillips is a big no for me. Like, learn from the Han Solo situation. They freaking, Han Solo hired those 2 guys that work in comedies, I forget their names, and they left mid freaking film because they weren't getting, they were trying to make Han Solo like a comedy, like they always do. Who are they called? Christopher Miller and Philip Lord, the guys that made 21 Jump Street, another adult comedy. And then they were going to take on, like, not a serious movie like Han Solo, but you know the tone of Star Wars. It's got comedy in it, but it's not like, oh, slapstick in your face, like, let's tell drug and adult jokes kind of comedy. And you're going to do the same thing with a Joker movie? Like, learn from other people's mistakes, DC. Like, this is just, I don't know. I wanted to make this video because I want to hear your guys' perspective on this thing. I want to know, do you like this? Are you like, oh, I'm totally cool with that? Again, I will reiterate my thoughts on this. I hate the idea. I totally would love to see Elseworld stories like this, but after the DCEU is solidified. Like, people get it. Like, Flashpoint would be the perfect time to do these kind of things after you establish the freaking universe. I already think Flashpoint is way too damn early to film. That's going to happen in the next 3 or 4 years, guys. And if Flashpoint's going to be the point where we change Ben Affleck and all these other people and Jared Leto and, like, let's just get all these other freaking other people in here. Like, I don't know. I think it's just a huge bad idea. I think if you would have done, like, Flashpoint in, like, maybe 2025 or, you know, 2028, something like that, when all these other actors are like, all right, we're done, we've been doing this for over 10 years, like, let's change it out, I would have totally been fine with that. And then do all the Elseworld stories you want. I don't care. But right now, I think it's just stupid. But do let me know your thoughts. Or does this enrage you? Do you love it? Let me know in the comment sections down below. Guys and gals, don't forget, if you ever want to support this channel, you can check out the Patreon like these awesome people did. Or you can also go check out the Twitch channel and start supporting us over there, because we're going to be streaming some cool stuff over there. They just released some new photos of Batman Telltale Episode 2 with Harley Quinn and Joker. So if you want to see us play that when it comes out, definitely go give us a follow on Twitch. But you can always do the OG thing and give this video a like and share it with all of your Joker buddies. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for all things nerdy and geeky on this channel. As always, I am your host, JUICEbox. Remember, when you wake up in the morning, ask yourself something. Have I had my daily dose of juice? See you guys next time. Bye!